Today I introduced into the House of Commons my first private member's bill, the Protection of Pregnant Women and Their Preborn Children Act, which I refer to as Cassie and Molly's Law. The short title for this bill is inspired from the dedication, perseverance, and tremendous hard work of Jeff Durham, who will speak to you shortly. Just over a year ago, Jeff suffered an incredible tragedy when Cassie and their daughter Molly had their lives taken in a terrible crime, when Molly was just weeks from being born. Pregnancy should be joyful and exciting, the building of a new family and a new generation. Unfortunately, the tragedy of Cassie and Molly, along with too many other Canadian women that were targeted and harmed because of their choice to carry their child to term, reminds us that the safety of women remains threatened. The Criminal Code recognizes an offense when a human life is taken, but it does not recognize the loss of a pregnant woman's child if that woman is harmed or murdered. This is an unfortunate gap in the Criminal Code, a gap that leaves Canadian women vulnerable, a gap that Cassie and Molly's Law would fill. My private member's bill will create a new offense for harming or causing the death of a preborn child when committing a criminal offense against the mother with the knowledge that she is pregnant. Cassie and Molly's Law will impose sentences for directly causing the death of a preborn child while committing an offense against the child's mother, which will carry a minimum sentence of 10 years and a maximum of life in prison. If the death of the preborn child while committing a criminal offense against the mother is indirect, the maximum sentence is life with no minimum sentence. In all other cases, the maximum sentence is 14 years for an indictable offense or 18 months for a summary offense. Additionally, this amendment to the Criminal Code will create an offense for injuring a woman's preborn child while committing a criminal offense against the mother with a maximum penalty of 10 years for an indictable offense or 18 months for a summary offense. And finally, this bill codifies the existing practice of treating pregnancy as an aggravating factor for the purpose of the sentencing process. The Criminal Code is missing a crucial component to protect Canadian women and their families. The new sentences in Cassie and Molly's Law create a legal mechanism to ensure an approach that enhances the safety of Canadian women and recognizes the safety of their family. This approach is specific and robust, designed to fill a gap in the Criminal Code that renders women and their preborn children vulnerable. Families are the foundation of our country, and Canadians deserve a legal system that protects all aspects of a family. This bill is a common-sense approach to fixing a gap in the Criminal Code. Its aim is narrow and precise, to deter senseless assaults on pregnant women that cause the death or injury to their child. The Criminal Code of Canada could not protect Cassie and Molly, but with the amendment I'm proposing, this failure and this tragedy can be redeemed for others. I'd like to ask Jeff now to come and tell his story and what this bill means to him and others with him. Thank you very much.
2 weeks before Christmas in 2014, my daughter Molly was murdered. She was murdered with her mother Cassie in their home in the city we lived in. Molly was less than 10 weeks from being born. Before they were killed, Cassie was the happiest anyone had ever seen her. She was happy to have chosen to be having our baby girl. She beamed with excitement and anticipation that was impossible for anyone who knew her not to see. I'm here to speak to you today not because it's an easy thing to do. I'm here because it has been made absolutely necessary by a criminal justice system that won't speak for them, for Cassie and Molly. The newspapers at the time said Cassie could not be a more innocent victim. For that reason, we started a campaign and we named it Molly Matters. Without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, neither Cassie nor any pregnant victims of homicide or violence would want their choice, their babies, to go ignored. Just because they're not here to say this law is needed, for anyone with a conscience and the power to do something about it, I say for them that this bill is needed. We are grateful to members of Parliament, and especially Cathay Wagantall, who understands the importance of this issue and for all of her work that went into bringing forward the substantive solution presented in Parliament today. We are grateful to our local NDP representatives in Windsor and Essex for taking the time to consider our plight and acknowledging that this is an issue that has to transcend party platforms. We are also grateful to the two members of the Liberal Party, Mr. Belanger and Minister Bennett, who both agreed to table our petitions and have shown great compassion and understanding on this issue. Today represents an opportunity for our Parliament to address this legal void that our family and many others have been allowed to fall into. It is an opportunity to make a law and set a societal standard, one that denounces such atrocity and directly protects women when they need it most. I'm asking all Canadians to reach out to their members of Parliament to support Cassie and Molly's law. Protect these women and protect the children that they choose to give birth to. It's the right thing to do. Cassie and her daughter Molly deserve that.